guys, just wanted to talk a little bit about neurometaphysics and, of course, the three brains now to tie it into what we did last week. So we've got three brains, the neurocortex, the limbic brain, and the reptilian or repetition brain. So let's have a look at these three brains. First, we have our what we would call our conscious mind or our mental mind. That is the neocortex. It is the thinking part of our brain. It's where our 3D reality through our five senses comes in. It's 40% of the brain. It's actually quite a large part of our brain. It's how we focus. It's where we see, hear, feel, touch, smell, taste our experiences, and it's where our knowledge comes in from. We then have the limbic brain, also known as the doing brain. This is all about our feelings, our chemical reactions to what we think, our automatic brain, automatic behaviors and programming is actually done through the limbic brain. All our skills are held here and all our habits. And in fact, we have the amygdala, which is the amygdala is where we have our fight or flight responses, and the hippocampus, which is our part of the brain that keeps all our memories together next to each other. And what happens is if we get triggered, they fire each other off. And that's why sometimes we actually respond to things according to our past rather than to what they are right now. We also have the being, what we call the being brain, and that's the cerebella. It's all our instinctual memories are there, our instinct, our reactions, your way of being. Some people might say personality. There is actually no unconscious process here. This is just bang autopilot. It is where all our habits, behaviors, without even thinking, get set off according to our thinking. And then we begin to do. In order to be able to change anything in your life, you have to understand what your being is, doing is, and thinking is. So let's have a look at this. To create change, you have to think, act, and become the person who you want to be. So it's, if you want to have something different in your life, excuse me, you have to start thinking like that person, you have to start acting like that person, and then you become that person. So looking at who you need to become and acting and thinking like that helps you manifest or create the change. An example of this is if you want to be healthier, how can you be, in order to become a healthier person, how do you now think like a healthier person and act like a healthier person? What would they actually be doing? So a healthier person would be eating and preparing meals differently and exercising differently. So in order to become that person, you have to start thinking like that person, acting like that person, and becoming. Here is where the mind, the body, and the soul fits in. Okay, so the thinking is our mind, the acting is the body, and then the soul. And also we can probably think about this as being the mental, the emotional, and of course the higher self as well. So knowing the knowledge, doing the experience, and then it becomes wisdom. In actual fact, what the conscious mind does when it realizes that you've actually got something down packed, it actually relegates it to the unconscious mind, and it no longer thinks about it. Think about when you learnt to drive a car. You had to think about it when you first started, and then it became an unconscious process, and now it's actually on autopilot. So you need to know it in your head. You need to apply it with your body, so you must take action, and then you start doing it off by heart. You need to change your personality to change your life. So in order to change your life, you need to become that person. In order to become that person, you need to start thinking and acting like that person. And how do we do this? There's lots of different ways that you can do it. Here are some ideas. You can talk to someone about it, understand what your values, which is what's important to you. You can start journaling. You can, if it's something to do with keeping track of money or something like that, use Excel spreadsheets. Meditation is absolutely great because meditation helps to dampen the default mode network, and the default mode network is who you be. And when something happens, you act in a specific way without even thinking about it. It's your default. Listen to very high frequency music, which is really, really good. Challenge all your thoughts. If something is not working, a lot of people bypass this. They always blame something else, or they say that they don't know how to do this, or they don't know why they do something. Challenge that, because you would always know why you're doing something. There's always an underlying gain in every thought and everything that you do. Automatic writing is great. Yoga is absolutely fantastic. In fact, all mindfulness practices are. Practice emotional intelligence, something called heart coherence breathing, which is absolutely brilliant. You can look, I love heart math up on social media and have a look at what they do. Absolutely brilliant. And of course, all mindfulness stops those stress hormones that are released by the limbic part of the brain, and of course helps you to become the person that you want to. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, follow me, subscribe for more of these videos as we go along. Thanks, guys.